Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. If anyone has watched my last post, you may remember that I have received a beautiful abundance of items in the mail from Tea Time and Dolls. Her name is Carolyn, and I purchased a set of dies, or two sets of dies. One is the Armoire and one is the chest of drawers. I worked on the Armoire. And these are the dies that is the Armoire set. So you get the front and there's a back lot as well. And this is the result that I have accomplished. And I'm very proud of the Armoire that she has designed. Mine is consisting of the paper line that Carolyn first brought out, her very first paper line. And I mentioned it was Victorian Dreams. I made a mistake. It's actually called Doily Dreams. I had to go back on my files to look at what it was called. So I used her first paper line. It's the Doily Dreams. It's one of the Doily Dreams papers that you can download from that line. I absolutely love this kind of paper. It's beautiful. And as you can see, it's a whole bundle of roses. And what I've done with this is I've used very heavy weighted cardstock, but I had to layer and layer because I didn't have enough of the really hard chipboard, and sometimes chipboard can be very difficult to cut. So I used quite a few layers of cardstock to make this armoire. I had a lot of fun creating it, and I really hope that you guys will like it. So here I use the embellishments that was included in her set. As you can see down the bottom, the door handles and the little embellishments on the door. I use embellishments across the top here, as well as fretwork that she's made out of it in dies as well. For the hinges, I didn't use the hinges that came with the set. Well, I partly did. I actually used proper little hinges that you can place on your models and kits and things. But in order to make it look more like it was more authentic of an armoire, I used the hinges that Carolyn supplied in the set, but I cut them, so I only had used the main section, that very decorative section, and I've covered it over the top of the hinges, just to give it that more of a royal decorative look. On the door panels here, as you can see, I've lined it inside with lace. And it's like a 3D effect, but I've covered the top with acetate to give it more stability. The lace was very difficult to fit, so I've had to kind of stretch that lace to try and make it fit into the panel itself, and amazingly it fit. I had watched Created to Create. Her name is Ida, and she came up with a concept of placing popsicle sticks. We call them ice block sticks, okay, to enforce the feet, because as you can see, my feet down here are kind of bent and got some crease marks because I'm kind of flimsy due to the fact that the box is quite tall. So I really like to thank Ida, because I actually used her concept. It was such a great help. It really did. Using the popsicle sticks to inlay between the cardstock that I can see on the side here. Where are we? You can probably see here. The popsicle sticks is actually inside the two pieces that I've laid there, and it really does help to stabilize the feet on this armoire. She used it, I believe, across here. I didn't do that. I only need it mainly for the legs, but that was a really great idea that Ida has mentioned in her YouTube post, as well as of her creation of her armoire. Please pop over to Ida and have a look at her armoire. The link will be down below, as well as Carolyn's link to her armoire. She's a designer, so why not? I had a lot of fun, a lot of joy, and I've really wanted this armoire, and I was so struggling trying to figure out how to make it work. The whole entire armoire is covered in the same paper line. I've had to make the box kind of shape to make it fit. The pieces of the die only comes in as the frontal pieces, the actual panels of the door, and the embellishments, as well as the bottom, but the rest you'll have to kind of construct it yourself, which isn't too difficult. A little fiddly, but it was fine. The top of the armoire, as you see, is sort of an arch shape, quite easy to do. and the back as well. It came with a piece for the back, which is the overall look of the armoire. Again, excuse the emblem, that's my emblem of my bee. If anyone knows my channel, you'll see a bee in the corner of my channel on the bottom right hand side. That is my emblem. So I've included my emblem in this one. Okay, so this is my armoire. I've also included, as part of the embellishment, given the fact that it's supposed to have the royal look, the little crested crown with a lovely pearl heart and some tiny little pearls on top of the crown that comes complete together. Some sparkly bits in there as well, diamanty pieces as well. I've also added some lovely little pieces of lace motif here that Carolyn was good enough to send me, and I really didn't want to use it because it was so hard for us to find it here, but I couldn't resist not using it because it fitted so well with the pattern and everything of this armoire. Now inside the armoire, I'll just stand up first. As you can see, it stands up quite well, quite a big armoire, quite tall. Inside this armoire I had placed Marie Antoinette doll. Here she is. I'm so proud of her. She's so beautiful. I've used, again, Carolyn's paper line. This is a different paper line. I believe it's the second one, and I can't remember the name of it on the top of my head. But she had a paper line. In one of those paper lines, she had included a whole sheet that you can download that had roses. And it was just so pretty that I thought, you know, Marie Antoinette loved her garden. And so I added her roses to give that femininity to the pattern of the roses on the outside. Just so fitting. Now talk about the doll itself. The doll, I had bought her on eBay a few weeks ago, and she took me a while to get to her. She wasn't very well constructed, really. She was very old. She's a vintage doll. Yes, she is a vintage Marie Antoinette doll. She actually is. Her hair was in such a state that I just could not use her in the way that she was. And anyone on Facebook who has seen pictures of her before will know what I'm talking about. Her hot complete dress was not stitched. It was just, you know, layered dress but pinned into her body. So she was like a pincushion. So what I did was I had dismantled the whole entire dress, all the laces that you see individually on this dress as well, not including this. This is added later. Her train was also dismantled, and I completely cleaned her up. And I then sewed her dress completely, reattached the laces, and I also dyed the laces before I reattached them. So I recolored and re-dyed the laces. I re-sewed all her dress completely, so everything is completely attached and properly sewn. And I've constructed her new jewellery. She has a choker. She has a lovely bling jewellery with some diamantes and flowers and a pearl as part of her stave on the front of her chest of her blouse. She also has a fan that I've sewn into her hand and now is attached to coincide with the colours of her laces, her dress. She has a lovely pearl bracelet as well. On the top of her head, now this is her hairdo. I've forgotten the name of the hairdo now. It was a huge effort. I had to order a packet of doll hair, and it came in a lot of it in a bundle. So I've had to individually cut pieces of it and glue all these little curls and things to make her, that's it, bouffant. Now remember, it's called a bouffant. Her hair is called bouffant. It's like a wig. It's a bouffant. And yeah, I constructed her hair completely. It's huge. And she has a lovely little curl on the side here as well. It gives it a lovely little daintiness of femininity to her. I drew a love heart, black little love heart on her cheek for a beauty spot. What Marie doesn't have a beauty spot? Of course she does. And she also has a crest on the top of her hair, which is a piece of nail art that you can buy from Ali. And I've placed a little crest of a crown with a pearl on her head. She looks absolutely gorgeous. On the dress, I added the lace motif. It's in gold out ribbon with cotton with pearl cotton throughout inside that lace panel, as well as the back, and this is all hand sewn. I also added tiny little Swarovski crystals in amongst that lace paneling. So it took some time and some doing, I tell you. Even the front as well, it has some little Swarovski crystals in the lace paneling. It's kind of like, probably can't see very well, but kind of like glisten in the light here. So she's completely completed Marie Antoinette in her little armoire. So there she is. Going back to the armoire. Inside the armoire, as you see, there are roses. I used the paper line again. This is her first paper line from Tea Time and Dolls, the first lot of her release. It says "Fit for a Queen." That actually came as is part of the die set, so you'll get that in the die set. I added a crest, which is the embellishment of a crown, all in diamante. Really, really beautiful diamante crown in there. The whole outside and the rim of the armoire is in metallic gold. Now this part here did not come as a die set. I've had to recut the die panel here, cut it into pieces, and then place a good bottom section to overlay the inside of this piece here. Same with the bottom. I just put a strip of metallic cardstock to fit into the bottom, so that when you shut the door does not sink in. The doors itself are magnetic, so it has a magnetic closure. Instead of having the closure up here or within the panel, it's actually placed in the side, just in here. So I've got a very small, thin magnetic bar that I put, not a round circle magnetic flat piece. It's actually a bar, a small, thin bar. So when I go to close the door, they should close magnetically. They just flop. So if I can get, there we go. They're magnetically closed. The pulley for the door panels. Now I used, as you can see, they are pieces that do come with the die set, the whole lot, and they're double backed. But what I did, I used the tie-back. I've had some tie-back in my stash for many years. So I used tie-back to strengthen it so it won't break off. I also used tie-back to inside underneath the gold paneling of the door on the motif. So when I go to pull it, it won't break and it will be more sturdy. And it's completely embellished, as you see. And so that's my little armoire, which is not so little, it's quite big, but it is just nice and fit for a queen. So that's Tea Time and Dolls, guys, and her beautiful design of her die set of the lovely armoire that she has designed and created to create. Thank you for the wonderful idea of putting popsicle sticks or ice block sticks to actually stabilize the feet. That works so well. So there you have it, my armoire set, all completed with Marie Antoinette doll, designed by Tea Times and Dolls, and strengthened concept from Created to Create. Links will be down below. Thank you again so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed my post. Until next time, take care and God bless, and I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.